All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honor to the elders, a great millstone, who rule very well, and blessings to all the Akim out there that are doing the work in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. Now, the topic of this video that I want to go into is about this particular scripture right here, which is Luke chapter 6, verse 27, which goes into, it says, love your enemies. Now, basically, I want to go in depth on what the scripture is actually talking about. All right. Because you have a misconception that's pushed out by the church in general, that, love your enemies means love everybody, which this scripture does not speak about that. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. And this is Luke chapter 6, verse 27, and it reads, "But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other, and him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also." And I'm gonna stop it right there, because this whole passage goes into this particular subject, but mainly I want to focus on verse 27. All right, because that's the point. And I'm gonna actually, the scripture is not talking about everybody. All right, because a regular person that does not have knowledge of the scriptures, the person who don't have any knowledge of the Bible in general, they'll look at that for face value and say, oh, well, this is talking about everybody. But no, it's not talking about everybody. All right. And I'm going to prove that by bringing out a few scriptures here. Let me go back on this one. Right. So that's Leviticus. Now, first off, I want to say this, and this is basically Bible 101. All right. So as you know, the law, statutes, and commandments were given to Israel only. All right. They're only given to Israel. All right. And this scripture right here, I'm going to bring this out. This is Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Right. So the law, statutes, and commandments were only given to Israel. It wasn't given unto any other nation. All right. Because the Most High is not dealing with any other nation other than Israel. All right. So I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. Now, in saying that, I'm going to grab the scripture as well, which is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. It says, "Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." All right. So basically, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18, and Luke chapter 6, verse 27 go hand in hand. All right. It says, "Love thy neighbor as thyself, I am the Lord." And this one says, "Love your enemies." All right. To the ones that which hate you. All right. So you're not supposed to hate. You're not supposed to completely hate your brother to the point where you want to just, kill him or something like that. But you're supposed to show him his ways, man. Basically speaking to the people who actually have knowledge and who are doing the work, going out and teaching our people. Basically, love thy neighbor as thyself. You're showing them love by doing that, man. You're showing them love by telling them what they're doing wrong, of course, and I'll correct them on that. All right. That's what you're supposed to do. Which it goes to say in 2 John chapter 1, verse 6. "And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it." All right. So this is exactly what it says, man. This is love. Love is walking after the Most High's commandments. All right. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's commandments, as we have heard from the beginning. So by doing that, if we walk after his commandments, that's showing love. All right. When you correct someone in the law, in the law, statutes, and commandments, you correct someone, whether they hear or forbear, you're showing them love. All right. And there's another scripture I want to bring out because where was I? All right. So basically, I want to bring out Matthew's, because not everyone is a brother. All right. I'll just lay you on that right now. Because you have our own people who are not gonna follow, the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, this which are the 2/3, which is 66.6% of people who are just gonna die, man. And that's just to put it bluntly, because they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And how they're gonna die? They're gonna die by nuclear fire. That's gonna be the weapons of the Most High's indignation. All right. That's what he's going to use to purge the earth, which is the second flood. It's not going to be water this time. It's going to be fire. All right. So this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 47. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. All right. So his mom and his brother his brothers were standing out, they were standing outside. All right. And it said, but he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Right. So if you're following the law, statutes, and commandments of this Bible, if you're going by the words of this Bible, if you're going by Slocky, my nose, I'm kind of sick, but yeah. So if you're following the law, statutes, and commandments, you're doing the will of the Father, then you're a brother, man. You're a brother, and if you have any humble sisters, because the scriptures also speak about a humble woman. All right, how they should humble themselves. Even like most of our women most of our women in this time, man, they don't humble themselves, man. That's why we don't even consider them our sisters. But yeah, they are our sisters when it comes to the nation of Israel. But as far as doing the will, humbling themselves down, then then they're in another world, So basically, this was talking about those who do the will of the Father, which is in heaven, is the same as my brother and sister and mother, right? So basically, I want to bring that out because that simple fact of the 2/3. That's why I wanted to bring it out, because she had 2/3 that's gonna die. But I want to bring this one out as well because I want to give you an example of people that I was basically speaking to other nations, that try to that takes the Bible, and they try to walk after the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, because you did have people in the ancient world that did, they followed after the law, statutes, and commandments. They practice it. But I want to bring out this scripture right here to expound upon that. And this is John chapter 4, verse. I'm gonna start at verse. Start at verse 7, and I'm gonna skip down to it's further on down. There cometh a woman. This is John chapter 4, verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua saith unto her, Give me to drink. All right, and that's basically the woman. This is when Yahushua met the woman of Samaria. All right, because Samaria, they took up our customs. All right, they try to take up our law, statutes, and commandments. And this is an example. It said, then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, ask to drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans, right? Because the Samaritans are not their people, all right? They have no dealings with them because they're not of the nation of Israel. That's why they don't deal with them. I'll continue on. This is Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of Yahweh, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. Right. So this is actually going into living water. This is talking about another topic. All right, because living water, as you all know, is living water is these scriptures, man. Well, the spirit is living waters. When you go into the Bible and you read, you're in the spirit, man. And when you're reading, you're gaining more knowledge and more wisdom, more understanding, man. That's your daily, scripture is your daily bread, man. It's your living water. All right. Bible 101. All right. So let me skip down to verse 20. It said, our fathers worshipped in this mountain. It's talking about, this is the woman speaking. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Verse 21, Yahushua saith unto her, woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Now that's a bold statement. All right. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. All right. So that's another example of, the Most High is only dealing with Israel, man, because the Jews, that's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are basically, they call them the Jews because that's where you get the word Jews from, which is from Judah. All right. So because Judah is the head tribe of, the southern kingdom. So they started calling them the Jews. So it said, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. All right. So basically, he's saying that you're worshiping something that you don't know, man. That's basically, this is pointed towards everywhere. It's pointed towards these so-called Christians, man. It's pointed toward the Christians because the Christians don't know what they're worshiping, man. Because they think that the Most High is all love, man. But no, the Most High has different emotions other than love, man. He's just not all love, man. He hates. All right. He loves one nation and he hates another nation. All right. And that other nation is Edom. All right. So he has favorites, man. So they say you worship not. We know what we worship. All right. We, as the Israelites who are in the truth, we know what we worship. All right. For salvation is of the Jews. Salvation is of Israel. All right. It's only for Israel. And only the elect of Israel is gonna be saved. The rest of the nation of Israel is going to come back in the reincarnation through the elect, because the elect is going to be the first fruits, like it was in the beginning in Genesis. All right. And I know that's a lot to take in, but I just want to bring those points out because I'm going to go into different topics. Like the elect are the first fruits. The reincarnation. I already ran into reincarnation, but I'm gonna go. One day I'm gonna go into the elect, which are the first fruits, which was in the beginning of Genesis. All right, I'm gonna cover that at some point in time in the future. But I'm gonna go back to the scripture right here, Luke chapter 6, verse 27, which is the point. It said, "But I say unto you which hear, which understand." All right, but I say unto you which can understand, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. All right, so. Loving your enemies, like I said before, man, just show them what they're doing wrong. All right. Show your fellow brethren that's in the nation. Show them what they're doing wrong. All right. See, because when we go out and teach our people, man, and they buck up against the scriptures, they saying, oh, well, then that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't believe in that. We try to correct them. All right. We try to correct them, and whatever philosophy they throwing at us, man, we rebuke it. We cast it down. So that what it means to love your enemies. All right. So that's what it means. All right? Because the Most High is ready to destroy the nation of Edom. All right, he's about to destroy Esau, and it's about to happen. And Lord willing, it happens this month, or it just happens. I'm ready for it to happen tomorrow. That's how ready I am, man. But anyway, that's the point. Love your enemies. So showing what your brother's doing wrong, man. According to the law, statutes, and commandments, for like I said before, that we walk after his commandments, which you had heard from the beginning, which is love. So if you love your enemies, show them where you're going off at. All right, and that's basically the point of the video. All right, just to prove that showing them through the law, statutes, and commandments what they're doing wrong. All right, do good to them which hate you. All right, so we're not. We're not carnal. All right. We're not carnal like the world. We're spiritual. All right. We're not punks neither. If we have to fight, then, that's what it is. What it is, man. All right. I mean, if someone comes at us, in our face, we get back at them, because the scriptures say, man, he made our faces strong against their face. All right. But that's it. And to add something extra to the lesson before I end it, I also want to bring out something else because I actually forgot to bring this out during the lesson, and I'm gonna just go ahead and bring out this next point that I want to show to you. Even the Most High shows mercy to the whole nation of Israel, even though the elect is going to be delivered and the 2/3 got to be destroyed. He still shows mercy to the whole nation of Israel because once they've been put to death, they come back through the elect, through reincarnation. All right, they come back as newborns. So even though they are to be put to death in this world, they come back in the next I would say the next world, or should I say the next kingdom. All right, they come back into the kingdom which Israel is going to be. Israel is next to rule. All right. So the kingdom of the Most High is going to be on earth. All right, which is the nation of Israel. So they come back as newborns. All right, and basically, man, that's the Most High showing mercy. All right. Because he still shows mercy unto the 2/3, even though they did all this wickedness, even though they're still doing the wickedness to this day, he still shows mercy to them by bringing them back. All right, because like I said before in my other video I did about the concept and origin of hell, I was saying that reincarnation plays a part in reincarnation plays a part in this circle of life, And actually, I put a link in that video as well to the brother that actually did a lesson on reincarnation. He put out a few episodes about it, but yeah, basically it's going to reincarnation, man. You're gonna come back in the kingdom, all right, but you're gonna be as a newborn, So they're still showing mercy to them. Most High still shows mercy. He still shows love to the 2/3, man. Even though they're doing all this wickedness, they come back. All right. And something and to add on to that, it's gonna be a time where they do come back, and it's they're gonna be shameful. They're gonna have their heads down for a time because they're gonna have that information to what they did back in the past, and once they have that information, they're gonna be shown onto them what they did, and basically shame is going to cover them for a time, and then after that time is up, this basically gonna live in the kingdom, man. They're gonna just like live like an Israelite, man. They're gonna actually live, all right, and that goes for the whole nation of Israel, man. because we're not living. All right, we're not living in the kingdom we're in right now, man. This wicked kingdom, man. We're not living. All right. Because back in the ancient world, it was much better back in the ancient world than it is today, man. Because you have Esau that's ruling right now, man. You have Edomites that are ruling over the earth right now. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. All right. Now, I will say this, man. The international bankers, man, they pretty much own everything. All right. It said the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. So I'm gonna let y'all ponder upon that for a little bit. But anyway, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the elders, a great millstone that rule very well, and blessings to all the Akim out there that are doing the work in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. And in saying that, I'm gonna say Shalom.